We are Get Up. That's Jeff Saturday, Dominic Foxworth, the big Swagoo Marcus.
Yeah.
And I am Greeny. So listen, Patrick Mahomes, LeBron James, Aaron Rodgers, all of them step to the side. The biggest star in American sports today is Deion Sanders. What he is doing at Colorado is practically unprecedented in a sport that is 150 years old. Marcus, as you sit back and just observe, what is your reaction to what they're doing with prime time in Boulder?
I love it. He's the new era of college football. When all of these changes start being made with NIL and players getting paid, it was a lot of detraction. People didn't want to embrace it. He's embraced it fully. And he understands, I think, how to work this system better than any coach in college football, which is weird because all of these guys had time in college football to see it coming. The other thing, too, I don't want people to forget that there is a lot of substance there. For as much as the hype and hoopla goes, it's some phenomenal coaches on the staff. It's a wealth of football knowledge. And you can see now, it's going to be scary in a year or two. This year is exciting. But when all of these kids watching what's transpiring at Colorado now, he get them trenches fixed, it's going to be scary hours, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you can't win on the field with hype.
Yes.
So all the hype that's around it, he's proven that it's more than just hype. What I do appreciate most about it is all he is doing is laying bare what actually is happening in college sports. He's not doing anything different than anyone else. He's just doing it better.
Yeah.
He's playing the game the way it's supposed to be played. The kids are not always at the top of the list of being taken care of. So you talk about the kids that were there before getting sent away. That happened when I was in college.
Right.
You know what I mean? We won the ACC championship, and you know what? We got better kids coming to our school. A couple kids had to go to Hofstra.
Right.
It just had to happen.
Right.
And I hate it for them. I hate it for these kids. But let's not pretend that Deion's the only person that's running kids out of his program.
And I will say this, and to both their points, the one thing I love about what Deion is doing and the substance that Swagoo talked about, he cares about developing kids. Make no mistake about whether you love him as a coach, he cares about the kids. And you hear the comments he's giving the kids. He is trying to impact their lives for the betterment of them and their families, and not just for college football, but after they leave the game. Because we will all leave the game, and some faster than others, but he's trying to put significant impact in their lives. I appreciate it.
And to the point you made to begin with, Marcus, it's interesting. When you said all these other coaches were in it, so they should have seen it coming, maybe they were too close to it.
Maybe so.
They were all capitalizing in their own ways. I don't mean that as negatively as it may sound. They were all capitalizing on the old system. Deion was on the outside watching it all evolve and saying, wait a minute, here's an opening, I'm jumping in. So maybe he is the beginning of what college football now becomes.
And the difference is who do you think would have been the biggest NIL guy in college when they played football? It would have been primetime Deion.
It would have been right there, yeah.
So embracing that, seeing him have the ability to coach his sons, and though they make impact plays, but also those relationships around other young men, to your point, Jeff, of raising them up. I think the one thing you love about what you watch in Colorado is how nobody associated with it acknowledges what he's doing with these kids. Like, well, I ain't never been to Boulder, Colorado. I'm going, though, because I want to see.
I've been, and it ain't nothing like Deion Sanders now. Deion Sanders is the only Deion Sanders in Boulder, Colorado. I played for the Broncos, and we went up to Boulder for a hot second, and I was like, nah, this don't feel like prime time to me. But he's turned it into that.
He's a fascinating person, and so I could see it going one of two ways as far as the bigger picture of college football. One, is this the way it is going to go from now on? Or I think the likelier scenario is he's kind of the perfect storm because of the timing, because of the unique celebrity, to your point. He is a player that 25 years after his career is over, young players who never saw him still idolize.
Absolutely.
He has a cachet and he has a thing about himself that almost no one else could have.
Nobody's going to be able to replicate it. Doesn't mean that they're not going to try. But his value to that football team is immense. But what's really shocking is his value to that institution. It is the identity of all of Colorado. 100%. If you watch the football games, they do like college commercials in between the games, and they're advertising the entire university as prime. You want a prime education? Come to Colorado. You want a prime friends? Come to Colorado. Everything is prime there. So I don't know exactly how much they paying him, but it ain't enough.
Hey, he gonna make his. Don't worry.
He go get it.
He knows how to take care of business.
Hired him and they had the money.
That's right. It'll all work out in the
collection.
Don't forget, you can watch Get Up every weekday morning on ESPN between 8 and 10 a.m. Eastern and State.